This is a quick look at the logic diagram for the statutory rules for deciding compensation cases under the Vaccine Act. The ultimate issue in such a case is whether the petitioner is entitled to compensation under the National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. We see this proposition at the top of the tree. Whether or not this ultimate proposition is true depends upon the truth of two kinds of conditions. First, that all procedural conditions are satisfied, and second, that all substantive conditions are satisfied. Although the procedural conditions are not the focus of the lab's research, they include such things as jurisdictional conditions and limitations requirements. The lab's research focuses on the substantive conditions. The elements in the prima facie case include whether the person named in the petition received a qualifying vaccination and whether that person actually sustained or had significantly aggravated the injury that is alleged or named in the petition. Third, there is a causation requirement, which we will look at more closely in a moment. Fourth, there is an extent of injury requirement. And finally, the person named in the petition must not have previously collected an award or settlement for the injury alleged. The defeater to this prima facie case is the affirmative defense that the named injury is due to factors unrelated to the vaccination, namely, they were due to some other factor or factors. In the seemingly awkward language of this proposition and others in this page, we really see the functional aspect of this logic tree. We designed this tree to be a template for modeling particular claims and particular cases. Language such as the named injury or the named vaccination, as you see it in this tree, will be replaced when we model a particular case by the particular injury claimed and the date of the particular vaccination. So this rather awkward language in the tree is really designed to produce acceptable English sentences once substitution occurs for key variables. Now let's look more closely at the causation requirement. We see that this proposition is supported by an or connective, which means that there are alternative ways of proving this requirement. You see on the left side that one alternative is to prove that the person named in the petition has received what is called a table injury, which triggers a statutorily prescribed presumption of causation. In the alternative, the petitioner may try to prove what is called an off-table injury, which the lead case of Alton in the Federal Circuit refers to as the causation-in-fact requirement. This branch of the tree is the focus of the vaccine injury project undertaken by the research lab. We see from the tree that in order to prove causation-in-fact, there are two requirements. First, that the person's injury was caused by the vaccine received in the vaccination. And secondly, that that injury is what is called off-table. The petitioner may establish an off-table injury in one of two ways. First, the petitioner may prove that the injury constitutes an illness, disability, injury, or condition not set forth in the vaccine injury table. The official vaccine injury table includes, for each listed vaccine, recognized side effects and expected times for the onset of those side effects after vaccination. The second way for the petitioner to prove an off-table injury is to establish that the time period set forth in the table is not satisfied. And this is done through proving two conditions. First, that the injury is set forth on the table, but that the first symptom or manifestation of the onset or significant aggravation of the injury did not occur within the time period set forth in the table. So the vaccine injury project of the lab uses this statutory tree as a starting point and then adds additional rules established by case law of the Federal Circuit, and then finally models the reasoning of special masters in particular vaccine cases in which they applied these rules and that case law to make findings of fact in particular cases.